All right, hi guys. I am just going to do your Module 5 recap and test prep video. We are doing vitamins and minerals in this section. You guys are going to notice it's once again going to be very heavily vocab based, as is your exam that I created. I want to say there's probably about 15 that are fill-in vocab like usual. Your very first question is going to be a matching that has I think about 20 matching, but that is specific to conditions. So if you want to go into your vocab and kind of separate out what your conditions are, maybe highlight them in a specific color or something like that, it might make that matching part go faster. Okay. A lot of the end of your exam is going to be essay type questions, but not essay answers, if that makes sense. It's going to be more like, give me this many fat soluble vitamins and then explain 2 of them or something like that. And so those are actually worth quite a few points because you're going to get points for naming them, but then you also get the points for describing the ones that you pick. So I think again, total you maybe have like 27 questions. You have your 2 hours to do it. Particular things to keep in mind as you go through, again, when you are looking at when you start with your vitamins, you're going to see you have a fat soluble breakdown and a water soluble breakdown. Obviously, fat soluble, they can dissolve in oil. They are soluble in oil. Water soluble are going to dissolve in water type solution. So you're going to need to know which is which. And then, like I said, you're probably going to have to describe some of each one. Okay. Really, that whole section is just discussing those different vitamins. Obviously, know the basics, like what are those vitamins good for? What do we use them for? Is there any problem if we don't have enough? Is there a term for that? Is there a problem if we have too much of that? Okay, so all those are types of things that you could include in your description. When you get to, let's see, that's all fat soluble, water soluble. There's also a chart that would probably be easy for you guys to use. It's on page 236, 237. So that might be a good place because all of the information is right there. Okay. And then the next section is all the water soluble ones. So again, you have all your fat soluble, you're going to have all your water soluble, and you're going to have kind of the descriptions throughout the chapter. And then this one has the chart too. And the chart is on 249, 250, and 251. So again, if you wanted to have that in front of you, like if you just wanted to print those couple of pages or screenshot those couple of pages and print them off, it would just be nice for you to have them in front of you for the test just to save time. So a lot of those two sections on your test is either going to be definitions, like in the fill-in section, or discussing those fat-soluble versus water-soluble vitamins. When you get into the minerals, same type of idea. You're going to have to talk about your major minerals versus your trace minerals. And then also, you're going to end up using the chart on page 258 and has to discuss the water and your electrolytes and how they affect your body, what's the function, if there's a deficiency, what's going on, if there's toxicity, what's going on, and kind of the sources of where you get those, which is all in that table. Okay, so that's all of those sections. And then you really just kind of get into more information about the major minerals in the bone. And again, then they have a whole section on the trace minerals. So there's a lot of detailed information that you can pull out on those last few questions. Keep in mind, again, like I said, on those last few questions, they're essay style. But really, it's going to be name these and describe in as much detail as possible 2 of them or 3 of them or how many ever I pick. Be as detailed as possible because you don't have any actual essay questions this time. There's nowhere where you have to go and get an outside source. You're not going to discuss your own results or find anything on yourself right now. This test strictly is just information out of the book. So it's kind of nice in the sense that that'll probably save you a little bit of time looking up other things, but also you need to make sure that you've really gotten into your book and you know where to find those things and you know your terminologies. And when you are describing, I am expecting the information out of your book, not off of the internet, not off of anywhere else, because when you find that stuff, it doesn't always match up with what your book is telling you. And right now for this chapter, we're going strictly out of the book. Okay. There's also a chart for your trace minerals if you need to use that when you're describing. That's page 276 and 77. And really that's it for this module. It's pretty brief. It just goes really, really in detail to those vitamins and those minerals, which are very, very important to us because a lot of times we don't realize even certain health issues that we have, it's all because of a lack of one vitamin, or we're not getting enough of something in our diet that can easily be fixed. And a lot of people take vitamins every day. But if we know it's also not healthy to take vitamins that you don't need. So when you're taking a multivitamin, if you're taking something that you don't necessarily need, that might not always be healthy for you. So if we can learn how to kind of analyze those vitamins and those levels, like what you guys are seeing in your Diet and Wellness Plus when you pull up that summary, then you can kind of adjust your own diet, and ideally we find a way to get all of those things out of our actual diet without having to take any supplements. And if we can't get it through our diet, then making sure we are using some type of supplement so that we have those all those vitamins and minerals in our body at the level that we need them. So as always, if you guys have any questions, send me a reminder, send me an email. The test was just uploaded, and you guys will have until Sunday night at midnight, like usual. Keep trucking through. You guys are doing a great job. We're over halfway, so we're hitting the home stretch, and you guys will notice we're getting actually pretty close to being through with our modules, and then we'll kind of get into a couple special projects that we'll discuss in a couple weeks. But good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.